Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. We're in the middle of some oil burning experiments on this Corolla. The 1ZZ FE engine in this Corolla is notorious for having stuck piston rings and clogged oil drain back holes. We're trying to fix the oil burning problem as cheaply as possible, even if it means replacing the pistons and rings. But we've started with the cheap and easy fixes of using chemical products. In the last video, we tried Berryman's B12 Chemtool with surprising results. At least they were surprising to me. If you missed that video, you can check it out right here. After the Berryman's treatment, we drove the car 300 miles and saw very little oil usage. Previously, we would go from the top dot on the dipstick to the bottom dot in 300 miles, which I assumed was around a quart or a liter of oil usage. But 300 miles after the Berryman's treatment, we'd only come down a fraction on the dipstick.
It is, it's right there, just a fraction below the top dot.
In today's video, I'm going to continue driving the car until we finally reach the bottom dot on the dipstick. If it happens in less than 3,000 miles, we're going to do the Berryman's treatment again. According to Blackie-san, the viewer who recommended this treatment, it could take 2 or 3 times to get the best results. Okay, let's get started. Time to head home from work. I think by the time I get home, I'll have 500 miles on it. This dude's trailer brakes are not working, or he doesn't have any. See those skid marks? Right there, he just came skidding out into the middle of this intersection here. You can see we're parked in exactly the same place as always. I'll pull it and wipe it. Wonder how much oil I've lost by just checking it and wiping it. Alright, so here is the dipstick at 501 miles. Let's see if you can see that. The oil level is right there. Hopefully you can see that. So it's still 3/4 full. I'll pull it again. There you go. You can see it right there. About 3/4 full. That is at 501 miles. We are doing really good. If we go 1,200 miles on 1 quart of oil, that will be a 75% reduction for us, because we were using 1 quart in 300 miles. So That was the oil tripometer, not the gas. Remember this number. Also, this happens every time I put gas in it, even if I don't fill it up. Evap purge valve, maybe? It stops though after about 5 minutes. Okay, I think I just realized a small glitch. Yep, I reset the wrong tripometer. The tripometer fiasco is not a problem for 2 reasons. For one, we got video of when I reset the trip counter. And 2, I try to always get video of the actual mileage when I do a reset, just in case I accidentally reset the tripometer. It is like I did 185,747 this time. All right, so since I botched up the mileage, when I went to get gas, it was at 585 miles, and now we add 43.4 to that, so it is over 600 miles, which is double the mileage it used to go on a quart. So let's check it out. Oh, there's the actual mileage, so we can compare it. Just make sure I'm being kosher. Okay, looks like we have gone down some. Looks like now we've used a little more than half a quart, or half a liter. So we are using some, but we're doing a lot better. Looks like we'll make it 1,000 miles, just guesstimating here. So we're probably gonna have to retreat. We're back home, 167.2 plus 585, or 186,500. So this is 752 miles in. Parked in the same place as always, perfectly level. We are right there. Still looks pretty clean though. And my only guess is the reason why it seems to be chewing up more oil now than it was initially. It's probably the shape of the oil pan. So it's really wide at the top, so it seems to lose less oil at first, just because the volume spread over a larger area. And then as it gets down to the tapered section, even though it's losing at the same rate, it's actually dropping lower quicker in the pan because it's tapered and there's less volume in the bottom of the pan. And that's my guess. So we're probably gonna eat up a little oil a little faster. It's probably been burning what would be 1 quart in 1,000 miles from the beginning, even though it looked like it was gonna go 2,000 miles. So hopefully we'll make it 1,000, and that probably means we'll have to do another treatment. But the oil looks really clean, so it'll be interesting if we do have to do another treatment. It'll be interesting to see how dirty it goes immediately after a treatment. So we have gone more than 900 miles now. Was it 585 plus 331? The car's been sitting overnight, so it's cold, and I probably don't even need to wipe it off, but I'll wipe it and show you again. So that's where we are, getting close to the bottom dot, but still not there. So it definitely looks like we'll get 1,000 miles before we're at that bottom dot. Now whether that's a quart or a liter, I'm not sure yet. Maybe more, who knows. But since I have exactly a quart left in the jug from which I filled this up when we changed the oil, we'll be able to see if pouring the remainder of that will get it back up to the top dot. Once we get down to the bottom dot, still got a little ways to go.
Dad, it keeps shaking.
No, that's because it just filled up.
So you're gonna make me drive with it shaking me?
Only do it for about 5 minutes. Okay, we've gone over 1,000 miles now. 422 plus 585. Here's the actual mileage. 1,000 miles. Oh man. All right. Well, it doesn't get more exact than that. So we just went from the top dot to the bottom dot in 1,000 miles. So let's top it off and see exactly how much oil that was. All right, as you can see, we have exactly a quart of oil in this container. See if I can get this to set right in there. Drain completely for a while. Okay, let's see how we're looking. Not all the way to the top yet. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. We'll try again. And this is what we look like. So right about there. Somebody said this is a liter between these two marks, and you know, I don't doubt it. However, a liter is 1.0566 quarts, so almost exactly a quart. So obviously the distance between the two dots is a little more than a liter. Once and for all, before we do anything else, I want to see exactly how much volume is between those two dots on the dipstick. So you know, we were at the bottom of the dipstick and then we added exactly 1 quart and it brought us to right there. So let's see if we can get to the top dot and see exactly how much is between these two dots. So this is 1 cup, which is 1/4 of a quart. I know this looks a little dirty, but I've wiped it out really good. It's just stained. I think we can get at least that much in it. If I can get it over here without spilling. Yay! All right. So we are adding 1/4 of a quart right now. And it's actually a high of 55 today, so this is pretty cold. So I'm gonna have to let this drain for a little while before we come back and check it. I had to pick my daughter up from cross country, so it's actually been an hour. I think that might have done it. Yep, up to the top dot. So, apparently, on this particular dipstick for this particular car, from here to here is 1 1/4 quarts. So what does that mean? Well, I guess it means I've been lying to you the whole time. So instead of it using 1 quart per 300 miles or so, it's been 1 1/4 quarts. But it's all relative because we were just going by the measurement on the dipstick, so we knew it was using that amount of volume from dot to dot in 300 miles. So hopefully you guys can forgive me for that. Now it appears we have an exact measurement. I don't know if it's like that on all Corollas or all 1ZZ FE engines or whatever, or just this one, or it's a fluke or something. Anyway, so what does that mean? Well, it means that we've gone from using 1 1/4 quarts in 300-ish miles to 1 1/4 quarts in 1,000 miles. So a definite improvement, but we're gonna treat again. So let's see what the cylinders look like and see if there's any oil on top of the pistons, and then we'll retreat. Cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to start the dipstick viewer now. All right, here we go down cylinder number 1. Still looks a little oily, but no puddles of oil on it. Let's do cylinder number 4, since it should be at the bottom of the stroke. Oh, that's definitely got some oil on it. Looks fairly clean. Let's get closer to that top edge. What are we seeing there? See that? That's cylinder number 4. Oil running down the side there. So the cylinder wall on the back side is coated with some oil. All right, let's go on to cylinders 2 and 3. There's cylinder number 2. Looks relatively dry, but dirty. Let's look closer at that back wall. Wait, is there oil in the cylinder wall? Oh yeah, there is. Okay. So there's the back of cylinder number 3. Some oil there for sure. Let's get a look at the whole piston at one time. Yep. Look at all that oil on the top of there. I want to give cylinder number 1 another look here. So there it is, a little oil on the piston. Some carbon residue, it looks like. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. Let's do the Berryman's treatment one more time. I want to figure out, the two dots on his, wait a minute.